Yeah, I guess this is where we start.
Oh, we're starting.
Yeah, we're starting. Welcome to Nothing
We're
Cast,
starting.
boys.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing Rogue One tomorrow with
Oh,
the whole squad.
I'll see it at some point
Yeah.
once I make some friends.
Yeah. We got college friends, right?
Yeah, but they're all in Toronto right now.
Oh. Guess that's what happens when you go to college in Toronto.
Yeah. Fun.
Fun, yeah.
In Toronto.
Oh man. So you said you wanted to talk about Star Wars spin-offs that they should make.
Because they're making Rogue One. And
Han Solo. That's it.
Han
That's all we
Han Solo.
That's all
They
got.
were going to make Boba Fett, but they're not anymore.
Oh, I think that's okay because he's like a novelty character.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know his origin.
No,
even though
they already gave us.
But I hate it. His origin
If
is.
if his origin is dumb.
No, it's just
he
like
ruins it. He's like mysterious and stuff in the first one.
And then
He's just some guy who's a good bounty hunter. And it's like, no, he was a clone.
Just like, I want to give him a.
He's a boring clone of some New Zealand guy. Like that's something that didn't need to be explained.
You know what I heard?
It was like, you know how you know how the stormtroopers' helmets look kind of like Boba Fett's? Well, not really.
No, not at all. I never.
It's because they were a clone of this guy Jango Fett.
Where did Lucas get this idea? Like, I don't know. Like, I heard this one thing. This is actually kind of interesting because you know how stormtroopers are like terrible and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the clones are good. It's like that doesn't make sense, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The stormtroopers suck.
Obviously,
and
the stormtroopers, the ones by the time they reach, episode 4. And stuff, they're just people because some are taller than other ones.
Right.
Some can walk through doors without getting their head hit, off them, and some can't. So obviously they're not all the same. So they're just people at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I read this and I thought this was interesting, which is that the snowtroopers, they are clones.
Those ones are
specifically clones. They're still clones.
Why are the snow ones clones?
If you think of it, because they're better for combat, and because
snow
is hard. Snow is hard to deal with.
They can't just
and
get
the clones are better. Yeah, and the clones were better for combat. Because if you think about it, the clone troopers, they can hit things. And the stormtroopers,
that's true. They normally hit pretty good.
And they do hit pretty good. Like the rebels, they're getting their asses kicked at the beginning of episode 5. Like most of that mission. The beginning of that, they're like, okay, there's a bunch of, there's like,
it's
oh
not
shit, there's
like they know
the walkie thingies.
Yeah.
So then they're like, and then they're like, okay, we'll try to ward them off.
Yeah.
Well, we get everyone the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
we are so screwed.
It's not
we're so screwed.
We're gonna defend our land. It's like, oh, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
We better.
They found us. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, we better leave.
Everybody run.
Because they're not even like, because they know that they're not good, right?
They know they're screwed.
You're bringing guns to a drone fight.
Yeah, they're like, oh, the whole Empire found us. Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah. We should probably leave. Yeah.
Because if they had it, like, even if they didn't have a Death Star in Episode 4, they probably still would have destroyed their rebel base. Like, if they knew that information, they still probably would have killed all of them.
Do you think? Do you think? Okay, so you know how in like Episode 4, that's like, oh, the Death Star blows up, whatever. So then, like, because my friend who just watched like the original trilogy like this week.
Oh yeah.
And he watched 5 and 6 in one day, and while he's watching 6, he's like messaging me. He's like, "Really? They made another Death Star?" And it's just like, and then
wait till we get to 7.
Yeah, I know. And then Star Killer Base was a little like for me, I think that's probably the only thing.
Yeah.
And that whole movie.
I saw an interesting video on this though, because he was like, okay, so these new like Star Wars videos that I've discovered, and that actually like point out some interesting things.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, everyone says that Episode 7 is a remake of A New Hope.
I don't say it is.
He's like, I disagree. It's a remake of the entire original trilogy. And then he goes, so the first act is the first act of A New Hope.
Yeah.
The rebels are trying to get this information away from a droid.
Yeah.
It gets discovered by someone on a desert planet.
Yeah.
And then they escape on the Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay. Second act is
Empire.
Is Empire.
The second act of Empire.
The second act of Empire.
Yeah.
They're on the run. They discover. They go meet Han's old friend.
Yeah.
This who happens to be. and also they meet a wise old mentor person who knows a little bit about the Force. So it combines Lando and Yoda into
one person, which is Maz Kanata. That's pretty funny, actually.
And then at the end of that one, someone gets captured, like at the end of Empire.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then, the last act is Return of the Jedi. The last act of Return of the Jedi, where there's where they have to blow up another Death Star.
Yeah.
But that's not the main story. The main story is our main guys have to deactivate the shield generator.
Yeah.
And there's a lightsaber fight between the main
people.
The main
so I
guys.
think so.
And that's the core story. The blowing up the Death Star.
They went to J.J. Abrams and they said, "Look, you got one Star Wars movie." He's like, "Okay, time to homage all of them in one movie."
I gotta do them all.
I gotta do them all.
Gotta get them all.
He kept it fresh enough though that it doesn't feel like it's like, oh, this is like this isn't. It doesn't feel like, oh, this is just a remake of Star Wars. It's like, no. These are just Star Wars tropes.
These are just things that happen in
Star Wars movies. Yeah. So
like you can say that Episode 1 is a remake of A New Hope.
Yeah. No, I had like a whole rant video that I recorded. I never posted it on.
Oh no.
But
it was a rant. It was a rant.
I didn't want to edit it where I just talk about like how like basically every movie is a New Hope.
Yeah.
So stop saying just this one is.
Yeah.
And you know what?
The only similarities is just similarities because it's also a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
so like,
but you know what really disappoints me is that people...
Oh, they go into space. Of course,
people constantly make that comparison, but they never make the comparison between Creed and Rocky.
No, fuck yeah, yeah. No one
it
ever.
Came out the same year.
no one fucking did that.
It's literally the same movie.
I'm not
saying either of them are bad. I love Rocky. I love Rocky and Creed.
Yeah, they're both.
And I
good.
love The Force Awakens. But like, the thing is that it's literally the same thing. Where it's like it's
the exact fucking.
It's The Force Awakens. I could argue that Creed is a ripoff of The Force Awakens, where you try to revive your franchise with some young black actor.
Yeah, you get some black guy.
you pull out the old Han Solo and
you get him to train.
You get him to train him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got he dies or he's dying or something. He's got cancer. Or Han Solo gets cancer, and then he gets stabbed, and then.
Han Solo's cancer came before him with the lights. But yeah, like, did you see the Jungle Book? The new Jungle Book?
No.
It's A New Hope.
Oh, okay. That sounds really good, actually.
No, it is. And that's why I didn't. Yeah. But, like, that's the thing. I think the difference is like other movies.
It just happens to take place in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Other movies fool you enough into making you think there's something else. Where, because of Force Awakens takes place in the Star Wars universe, it makes you think of Star Wars.
Yeah, no, because like movies I used, I'm like, this is A New Hope, and I had like Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
Avenger, and it's like most first MCU movies.
Yeah, most origin stories.
Except like the Incredible Hulk.
But that one's because it takes place after the origin.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's a little different, but I mean, you could still probably argue it as well. I mean, there's a lightsaber fight at the end of that one.
Yeah. With a chain. A large chain.
They just use cars instead of lightsabers.
No, so that Pacific Rim, a good movie. I'm just thinking giant people fighting.
I think it's the best movie it could have been for its concept,
which is just Power Rangers for adults.
Yeah. And I would have liked some stronger characters because the only one I really remember is Idris Elba.
Yeah, I remember the main guy.
I mean, he was fine.
Charlie Hunnam.
He's
on Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah.
That's his thing. And and Ron Perlman.
I also remember
he's
Ron
also
Perlman.
He's also on Sons of Anarchy.
Ron Perlman is great, and he should be in more things.
And then there's the Asian girl, and she's there
Asian.
to progress the plot.
Yeah.
And she was Asian. Yeah.
But like,
it's kind of I like.
If they had stronger characters, I think it would have been more memorable. But like, what I did like about that movie is they like skipped all the way to the end.
Yeah.
It's like this is the last battle between the robots and the monsters.
That's really cool.
Which I'm like, good.
And I don't want to
see like I don't want to see a movie of what are we gonna do? How are we gonna fight all these monsters? We gotta build monsters of our own, and like just the
you could make a really cool spin-off movie of it. Though.
No, I don't want that. I don't fucking want that. I want that all covered in the first 10 minutes, like they did.
Okay.
Because like,
what if
it's just then it just becomes boring Transformers, and like, even though the first one did that, and that's the
okay. So if it was just a garbage,
it would have just been like, oh, this is just nonsense.
That was just garbage.
No, don't do a
no. We know it's garbage. They get Michael Bay to direct it.
Yeah,
just to give him something to do.
He's already got stuff to do. They're making 1 million Transformer movies.
This one's called The Last Night. I'm assuming it's going to be the end.
No, it's not. Did you know that when they did 4, like the plan was to do a new trilogy with Mark Wahlberg?
Oh.
So this is only 2 of 3.
I want Shia back.
You might as well, because like, I mean, if they brought him, if like everyone died in the new one, and then Shia LaBeouf came back in the end, then I'd be like, okay, that's pretty cool. But like, I care so little about.
You know what would be great. You know what I think the newest Transformers movie could be my favorite movie ever. If they do this one thing. Okay. So let's say, Optimus Prime, he's fighting Megatron because let's face it,
because
Megatron. This is a comic book and Megatron can't stay dead. So he's like an Optimus. He's in like a turmoil within himself, and he's like, should I kill him or should I not? And then Shia LaBeouf out of nowhere just do it, and then he kills him, and that's and then it just you just cut to black, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah,
I would love that. That would be my favorite movie of all time. So just do it. Just do it. It's on a green screen, so you can cut Shia LaBeouf back into the Transformers.
That's right. You don't even need him to show up. You don't even give him a paycheck.
The whole movie shot on a green screen, anyways.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you think? Ray and Luke's training is gonna be like?
See, that's the thing. Is interesting. I'm wondering if they are gonna go in more of a different direction with this one, or if this one's just gonna be Empire. Because it's set up to be Empire right now.
Yeah, but one of the coolest things about Empire as a film is that it's not a story you've seen in any other movie. I would argue.
Really?
Not
really, because that's the thing that's great about Star Wars. Even the whole saga, like even the original 6 films.
They pay homage to so much.
Yeah, but 2 of them have endings where the bad guys win.
Which is 3 and 5.
3 and 5.
Yeah.
No other series has ever done that.
Yeah.
Not even the Marvel movies, and there's 100 of those, and none of them the bad guys win at the end.
Yeah, maybe Infinity War, the first one, maybe.
Yeah, but they're not doing part 1 and 2 anymore.
I know.
It's just gonna be part 1. It's just gonna be 1, and then the next Avengers movie is gonna be something else. So it's just Infinity War. It's just the one movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of feel is a letdown because it means they might just defeat Thanos really easily.
Yeah.
and also it means we don't even get Captain Marvel because her movie's after.
Yeah, I guess so. But no, the thing is that I think they were doing Infinity. I think they're doing the Infinity War story in 2 parts. They're just this is not going to be
oh, it's not going to be called.
No, because that's what they're doing. That's what they basically said. This isn't. We don't want to take away the part 1 and part 2 thing. I was reading it. They're like the Russo brothers. We're taking away the part 1 and part 2 thing because it's not going to be you watch half of a movie and then press pause. Okay. It's just going to be 2 different movies. They're doing it. Basically, they're just doing it properly. Because you know how Mockingjay feels like.
Yeah, you watch half a movie and then you press longer than it should have been.
Yeah.
And then
I'm still gonna. I want to make my 3-hour Mockingjay cut.
Yeah, that movie deserves a cut
because there are a lot of really good
there is a lot of good moments
in it. I think when I think good moments, I think of the first one most.
Yeah, it's also my least favorite book, so I mean it's tougher because they adapted. They don't change anything. That's what happens in the book.
Yeah, you could change the ending though. You know what I was thinking? I thought of something.
I thought the ending was really cheesy.
Do you think this
was it's like they tried to do the Harry Potter ending. I'm like, oh, that was dumb.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it works in Harry Potter.
I thought of this. This is just something I thought of.
What?
This could be as a movie or a TV show or something where there's this guy and it's in the Hunger Games universe.
Okay. Yeah.
Within canon within the first one. So there's this guy and he's like a Hunger Games victor. You take a. Well, it's basically just an idea for a story I have. It could be adapted into any medium you want. But basically, so the idea for the story is that this guy, so he's a victor or whatever, he wins the Hunger Games after that, he gets really popular in the capital and stuff. Yeah. So he likes hanging out there a lot and stuff, and then he gets corrupted by them, and he becomes a full-on capital person, and then and then he runs for president, and then he wins. He's president, so.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I think wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? I just imagine that's more like a general program. That's how kind of he's got his main story or something wraps up. Yeah. It's oh maybe you should run for president or whatever. And then you go through like a really like a montage or whatever. And then it's just like, and then the movie ends and it's just like you're just like, oh shit, this is President Snow's story.
Yeah, but that's the like
that because that could add so much to his character and like.
Yeah, I feel like there is a.
Like a really cool. You could have a really.
I think there is a backstory about him.
Because you could explain why he's like such a dick. Because like, I like seeing why people become assholes.
That's true. That would be kind of cool. But like, I don't really want to go back to the world of Pan Am. Like, it's not like a.
No.
It's not like a.
I want to go back to the arena though.
Or
I want to see the Hunger Games stories though.
I guess
that's what I want to see.
That's true. I guess that's the most.
That's the cool part.
That's the cool stuff.
It's such a cool concept.
That's true. You got me there, because like. I think that's what I'm.
You know, it's such a cool concept, and they turned it into a young adult novel series.
Yeah, that's right. That's
the problem with it. It could have been so good.
It's just about. Like, it's just like the first one is just like about how do I survive.
I want to write some really cool like spin-off stories and stuff about just human nature and like you know, but like.
And then in the end, it becomes like political. It becomes like the prequels. It's like it's about how the politics of how a dictatorship gets formed and how like it becomes a democracy and then back to dictatorship and it's a cycle and it's like poetry. It rhymes.
A line from Attack of the Clones.
No, that's a Lucas line about like that's him talking about the prequels and about like episode 1. It's like it's like one from one of the behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh! Him trying to justify the like Phantom Menace.
I don't know if that's a meme or it's just like a thing that like people say a lot.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Like poetry. It rhymes because he's like saying how
not all poetry rhymes, but
no, how he's saying how the original trilogy has like. Some like the prequel trilogy has some moments that reflect the original trilogy and stuff like
and
that.
that's what happens when you make 2 movie trilogies.
Exactly, and that's what happens when you have movies with the same characters in a series of, and so like it's bound to happen.
It's just a series. There's now a saga. A huge saga. How old are R2-D2 and C-3PO?
They're very old.
Let's be real for a second. R2-D2 is like 70, 80. Like he's like
yeah. Well, okay, wait. So there's like 20 years between. Okay, wait. So there's like the prequels take place over Anakin's like 9 at the beginning and like
so how
it's like 21 by the end, maybe 22. How old? How long is the so 10 years between
There's 10 years between 1 and 2. That's a weird choice if you think.
Yeah, because it's like, well, what's the point of episode 1 then? If like everyone's just if 10 years have passed and like nothing's happened.
Yeah. Dreamed about her every night since we met.
Like you could have, that's why it's like you could basically start an episode 2. But what was it? Oh yeah, so that's 10 years.
Yeah.
Then to episode 3 is like 3 years probably.
Yeah.
Of Clone Wars. So that's 13. Then it's like 20 years to the original trilogy. Yeah. So that's 33 years.
Between episode 1 and 3?
Yeah, between 1 and 3.
So if R2-D2
and 1 and 4.
Let's think so if R2-D2 is and C-3PO. So let's say C-3PO is born like somewhere in the first one. Let's just say he's like 0. So he's 33.
So he's 33.
What about R2-D2?
R2 might be older.
He might, but like he seemed pretty recent though.
It seemed like they were kind of new. I'm pretty sure he's shiny when he first shows up. So
but then he goes out onto the wing of the plane.
He goes out on the plane
to revive some things.
Of course, he's the only astromech droid that doesn't get blown up.
And it's not by skill. It's just by luck.
It's just like he just happened to not get shot.
But I think that's part of it. I think that's his thing is that R2-D2 and C-3PO
they're just invincible.
But not physically though. They just never get shot. They just can't get shot.
It's like that scene in 4 when they're like the rebels and the stormtroopers are all shooting at each other and they just like walk right through.
Yeah, there's the one scene though in Empire where C-3PO gets shot and like completely blows up.
That's true. And R2 gets blown up in A New Hope and in Jedi.
In Jedi, But the rare I don't always get hit, but when I do, I bounce right back because I'm just a droid.
Well, yeah, that's
you can just give me new parts. So they're never too far gone.
So R2 might have been like 100 years old by this time.
Yeah, they're like computers. Like you can just keep it's a computer that you built yourself. You can just keep giving it new parts.
Yeah,
like it's not a hard thing to do. So.
Yeah, it's true. And okay, so then 33 in A New Hope.
Yeah.
And then to Jedi, that's how long is that? Like 5, 6 years
between
A New Hope and Jedi.
Jedi. I don't know. It seems like 2 years.
A couple of years.
Yeah, like a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say. Do you want to call it 3 years?
We'll say 3 years.
We'll say 3 years.
So
36.
now 36.
Okay, between
now 30
years
30
between,
years between 6 and 7. So they're now
66.
They're now 66. At least
66. they're at least
still around.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's
kicking.
dumb?
What?
Our C-3PO's red arm.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
It's a useless plot device.
Yeah, and I think it shows. I think it makes me feel. At
the end, he doesn't have a red arm.
It makes me feel like that J.J. Abrams doesn't understand Star Wars. Because I think didn't he say like something like the point of that is when we first see C-3PO on A New Hope, he has a silver leg and like they never address it and you never know what that's from.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "Hey everyone, it's me, C-3PO. Look at my red arm. I wonder where I got that from, right?"
Yeah.
And then they never explain it. And at the end of the movie, he's back to the golden arm. So what the fuck was the point in doing that?
Yeah, so we're just gonna get like a golden arm. Like he's just gonna be fine in the next one.
Yeah.
He's gonna be exactly the same.
He's gonna look exactly the same as before. So either you just he has a red arm now and no one addresses it ever, and it's just like at some point he got his arm switched. Like we don't need to know what happened.
Yeah.
And or you don't fucking do that because you got rid of it at the end of the movie anyways. So what's the point in that?
I don't know.
It's so stupid.
I know. Okay, so I was thinking about Attack the Clones because I just read Hamlet.
Yeah.
And, Attack the Clones is kind of like a bad Shakespeare.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the middle portion. And I was just thinking just now, I'm like, oh, they wanted to do like a forbidden love thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. Why couldn't they just make it so that senators can date people?
Why did it have to be Jedi?
Yeah, why did it have to be Jedi? That doesn't make any sense because we've shown that Jedi pass their Jedi-ness through DNA. That's shown by Luke and Darth.
Like, you'd think they'd be encouraged.
Yeah.
It's like, we need more Jedi.
We need more Jedi. Can you go make some children? They're like, no, you're not allowed to have attachments. You're it's like what? So our Jedi. So wait. So what if because the prequels are canon? Mm-hmm. What if all the Jedi? You can't disprove this. This is a fan theory. What if they just donate to sperm banks often? And it's like, you want a Force kid? Get some Force sperm. And like, that's how it passes on. So
it costs a little more.
Yeah, it costs a little more. So when their Force kid comes out, when their Force baby pops out, they just throw it at the Jedi right away.
And it's like
the younglings.
It's like people do that. It's like because they want their kids to have a good education. So like if their kid's a Force kid, the government will pay for their
tuition and throw them off to Force college from the age of 7, right?
No, from they apparently it's like when they're 2 or 3, then then it's like, oh, your baby's got Force. We're gonna take him and learn him.
Yeah,
we're gonna
learn them the Force, learn them real good. So what if think about this? What if Rey was just someone's random Force sperm donor baby? It could be any Jedi. It doesn't actually matter. But they have this Force child, and they're like, I'm gonna put him off the. Oh, now Jedi College is Sith College. I don't know if I want to do this. I think I'll just throw my Force baby on this desert planet.
Yeah,
that's my theory for Rey's origins. You can. That's my current fan theory. You can have what you want. See, I don't think she's a Kenobi or a Skywalker. I don't want her to be either. Like,
she's got to be something, though.
I know. They're gonna do something.
It has to be I feel like it's.
I don't want her to be a Skywalker.
If it's not a Skywalker, then who would it be? Because it can't
Why can't it just be a person?
Because they set up that her parents are something important. That's why.
Okay,
it could have just been no one. Yeah. Like she could literally just have been no one. But they set up her parents
it's like, oh, whatever you're waiting for, they're not coming back. So like she basically like, yo, they're dead. Like
maybe, but like we know that they're hinting that it's gonna be something. Like it's gonna be something.
We'll probably find out in the next one if we're going on the Empire course of things.
Yeah, which is true. So like And that's another thing that I think is too bad, because in the original trilogy, they don't set up. They vaguely hint at Luke's father.
Yeah.
Being evil.
Like one line.
One line that you can interpret as just Ben. What's his name? Owen. He says
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. Sorry.
Uncle Ben Kenobi.
Uncle Ben. Uncle Owen.
Uncle
He says
Owen.
He says like, oh, is what's her name? Bru's like, oh, Luke's got too much of his father in him, and then Owen's like, that's what I'm afraid of. But like,
you think he's gonna start killing children?
Yeah, like, but like, it's vague enough that it could be like he just means that he's just referring to Anakin, who was a Jedi and then was killed by Vader. Like that might be what he thought happened as well. Yeah. So like, it's vague enough that but like, that's it. Like, that's the only hint of anything. The only other thing in is Episode 5, but like by then they had.
Wait, did they mention that Anakin was like really headstrong in the original?
Smart, headstrong, and independent.
No, just headstrong, like being in the original.
They say he was. Okay, Obi-Wan says he was a hell of a pilot. He was my friend. He was a very skilled Jedi.
Yo,
we fought in the Clone Wars together.
What if Star Wars Episode 3 was just like Civil War but with Jedi?
So like, there's some taking sides.
Yeah,
actually, that would have been much cooler.
Wouldn't that be an amazing film? You can where you try to understand,
or
you can understand both motives, and it's just like this about, and that would be like this really tight story about a broken friendship, and like and like most of them die. So let's say, imagine this, so they're all lined up perfectly or whatever. All the guys just like slice it, so they all kill each other. Yeah. All these random Jedi and random Sith just all kill each other, and then Anakin, and then it's just Anakin and Obi-Wan. They have like a cool fight. They have a cool fight.
They have the fight
with this in Siberia with a shield. Yeah. And then Obi-Wan passes the shield off to Anakin's robot arm, and then
so Obi-Wan like chops off his limbs.
And then tosses the lightsaber to someone else or the Emperor, the Emperor and Anakin are like beating on Obi-Wan and like tossing a lightsaber back and forth.
And then Obi-Wan's like, he's like beat to a pulp.
Yes.
And then he's like, you don't deserve that lightsaber. My father made that lightsaber. And then he drops it, and that's how it's going on.
That's how Obi-Wan gets the lightsaber, yes. That's beautiful.
Because like in Episode 3, like Obi-Wan just takes it. It's like, why would he take it?
I know, because he knows he needs to give it to Luke. No, that's why in my adaptation, Anakin's like, yo, I'm done with that life. And he throws away the blue lightsaber, and then he pulls out a red lightsaber for their final fight. Yeah. And then you can have a cool part, and then like Obi-Wan's just kind of like looking, like picks up the lightsaber off the ground and just looks at it with like the most heartbroken, like, this sucks. And then like they can have a really cool fight where Obi-Wan uses both lightsabers. Like he could be fighting him with one lightsaber, right? And then he's like, oh no, you're too good. And then he pulls out another one, and they have like a cool like.
Then he like loses his own lightsaber, so he's just fighting him with like Anakin. Like, as another like layer for that lightsaber. Yeah. So now like every main Star Wars character has used it.
Including Han Solo,
including Rey and Finn.
How the fuck did Maz Kanata get that lightsaber?
Right, it's so dumb.
She's just like.
Why do we need Luke's lightsaber back? Why do we need that lightsaber back?
It's
not even Luke's lightsaber anymore. I wanted his lightsaber
from Jedi.
Yeah.
That would've been sick.
What if it was his lightsaber from Jedi?
Yeah. His green one?
Yeah.
In the end of the Force Awakens.
Maz Kanata has that one and gives it to
Rey. That would be freaking sick.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I would have loved that.
Because it's like, it's Luke's lightsaber. No, it's not. It's Anakin's, and Luke fucking lost it. Yeah. Did you remember what happened?
What if it was, like, I love when Han's like, where did you get that? Like, where the crap did you get that?
Where the fuck did you get that?
That's a story for another day. We'll explain that in the sequel.
It's like, we'll explain it in a sequel, or in a spin-off comic book, or we'll never explain it. Or like, fuck you, who cares?
Spin-off comic book. Because let's be real, like, I want Rey to make her own double-ended staff thing.
Yeah, that would be badass, and she totally
for the next
one.
She needs to have. She should make that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
She uses it like a stick, like
she even like kind of like
parries
like
and stuff, like a staff. Yeah.
So that would make perfect sense for her to have a double-ended one.
That'd be sick if she makes it herself. It could be blue or green or whatever.
Yeah, I think it should be green.
Yeah,
because she's very skilled in the Force.
Yeah,
and that seems to be the qualification for green lightsaber.
Yeah. Okay.
Although Anakin had the blue, so I don't know.
He had a green randomly just because it looked.
He had a green at
one
point.
It didn't matter. That's why.
Green
I don't think the color really matters. Like
the color doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
It's just blue and green are good, and red is bad. That's all.
And purple is.
Purple is.
I was in Pulp Fiction, and you have to do what I say.
Purple is Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Like that's the only.
Those are the calls.
So the calls. No, most of them are blue.
The colors are pretty arbitrary.
I guess that's why I want a green one, just because like most of them are blue. Like,
yeah, that's something I wanted. I wanted to get like a lightsaber. I found like a really cool lightsaber making website.
Oh yeah.
Or like a custom.
Oh, you can order your own.
That's cool. And you can give it any color blade. You can get one. You can get like a crossguard one.
Oh yeah.
I saw. I really want them to do the Force switcheroo thing, like that Ben Incorporated has the whole.
Oh yeah,
because that I love that whole like you could have the whole you could do the whole Darth Vader redemption arc and Darth Vader turning to the dark side arc.
You do them both.
You do them both at the same time because those are some of the coolest things, and it would make the Kylo Ren Rey rematch so much more impactful.
That's true.
If you got like Kylo Ren and he's got like some like.
So shut up for a second.
Yeah.
So what happens is Rey turns evil.
Yeah.
And then Kylo Ren gets turned back good.
Yeah.
And then they fight.
And he had like a really cool there was a really cool like lightsaber with like a green green crossguard lightsaber, and that thing looked sick as all crap. And my thing for that, imagine
it be green though. Why
would it be green?
No, why would it have the crossguard? I mean.
Okay, think about this. This was my idea for this. One, he's adept at fighting with the crossguard saber because he's used to it. Two, he takes the crystal out of Luke's
blue one.
Luke's green one. He takes the crystal out of Luke's green one and puts it into his new lightsaber his lightsaber as like a yo, I'm good now symbolism. Because that's what the whole because the design for Luke's hilt or whatever.
Yeah.
His that design on the Saber Forge website is called Prodigal Son.
Oh, okay.
So you could do like so that's the whole thing is that it's like because he's.
So would this be after Luke dies?
You think Luke's gonna be dead?
I think he's gonna die like Yoda.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna be like, I'm old now, and I'm gonna go just Force.
I don't think this should be before because I have this. Did I mention this in a Nothing Cast? Because I have this idea for a scene where Kylo Ren, he's just like he takes off the helmet. He just throws he's at the rebel base, right? He's like, and everyone's just like, holy shit! Like they're just kind of like looking at him, and they don't really know what to do. Like everyone's got their guns pointed at him, right? And he just throws his helmet on the ground, and he just like walks, and he's just walking through the whole rebel base, and he just walks up to Leia, and she just like hugs him, and they just have like a hug, and he's just like. He's in tears, and she's in tears, and everyone's just pointing their guns at him because they don't know what's going on. And they're like, "Oh shit!" And then Finn just like comes up and just punches him in the face.
Yes.
And then it's just like, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, I really deserve that, but I'm good now." And then Rey is evil, and we have to stop her. And that's the end of 5. That's the end of 8. That's the end of episode 8. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be?
That'd be pretty good.
I would love that.
I'm worried it's gonna just be episode 5 and 6.
I know. That's what I'm worried because you could do such a really.
There's so many other things you could do.
A really cool story if you force switcheroo them.
Yeah, like that would be different, and I would.
A really impactful story.
I don't think they're gonna do that though.
I know. That's what I'm really disappointed. But I want to see the Knights of Ren though. I want to see them do shit.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
We don't know what that fucking.
I know.
Is.
But we don't know what it is, but I want to know.
Why?
Because they look cool.
You want to know what Boba Fett's origin is?
Boba Fett is a different story. These are a bunch of guys who are in a cult, and one of them's got like an axe or something, and one of them's got a weird thing, and they're all
but it's gonna be boring.
They just stand in the rain, and apparently,
see, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's all of these like, oh, the Knights of Ren. Like, what is that? We don't know. It's gonna be lame probably when they explain it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Does it feel like
she like picks up because like Rey picks up the Force really quickly, and that could be like a dark
that
side
should
thing,
be
like Anakin, whenever someone's like really good with the Force or whatever, they can get tempted more easily.
Yeah. That's they should go in either two ways. One, Rey, like starts to like turn evil because she's so good with the Force, or
then I just the Jedi thing
where it's like, or Luke, or like she gets like or she just like fails a lot for the next movie because like right now she's just won a lot.
Yeah.
So
I want to. Yeah, they should break her. They should break her.
Like break her somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how you do that.
But. I think it'd be cool if they broke her and then she's like, I pledge myself to your teachings, but with a little bit more inflection to Snoke. She's a really good actress.
Oh yeah, she's great. Yeah. Like, but like, I don't want Snoke to. Oh, you know, what'd be great. I just realized something. What? Okay, what if? Okay, so I was thinking, I don't want Snoke to just be the Emperor and just be like, like once they get to 6. Sorry, I keep thinking 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Once they get to 8, 7, 8, 9. Once they get to 9, be like, oh, now we gotta fight Snoke, and like they do the whole thing where they have. He's just a regular sized guy, you know. He just hasn't really been Hulk, right? But like they like, oh, he's the ultimate evil. We gotta fight him now. He's the ultimate dark side or whatever. It's like what they should do is just have the ultimate dark side. He's the ultimate. He's even more eviler than the Emperor was. You thought the Emperor was the ultimate evil. Well, this guy's even more ultimate or eviler. Ultimate or eviler. But like what they should do in 8 is have Kylo Ren just like kill Snoke. Just like right away. Yeah. Like just have them like training and then him just get like mad at Snoke and like chop his head off. Yeah. It's like fuck you, old man, and then kill him. Because that's how Siths progress. Yeah, exactly, right? And now he's on top. And like now he's the big and I think what would be cool is to have because it feels like it I feel like it's almost too obvious that he's gonna get redeemed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where it's like there's like so much. No, but it's not obvious that Rey's gonna turn bad though. No, that would be fine. But like, I don't know. There's too much. It's like there's so much good in him. It's like there's almost. I don't know. There's something you can do there that would be cool that I just haven't figured out yet. But I definitely want to see a conversation between him and Ghost Anakin. Yeah. Being like, yo, you should stop being the dark side because that's bad. You should be good like me. Even though I killed a bunch of children, but like after you killed us all as children. I'm turned good eventually though. I'm turned good eventually. I'm turned good now. It was me. I'm the villain. I think that would be really an interesting conversation. Yeah. You know, they could be in about the whole philosophy of the dark side. You know? Yeah, and have that whole battle. He's like, oh yeah, sure, you can fall if you want, but like, you know, you're gonna it will consume you, and you will definitely regret it. You'll have lots of regrets. You'll have all the regrets. You'll have all the regrets. But they got to do something different than just good versus evil, you know. Yeah. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that because that's ultimately what Star Wars is. You could do great politics. Yeah, they tried that. It was dumb. I know. That's what I mean. They tried something good versus evil. I don't know. Because like right now it's just okay. The Empire is like in charge, I guess, again, and there's like another rebellion. No, they're not the Empire. They're the First Order and the Resistance. Yeah, but it's the exact same thing. I know it is. And so I don't know. Like right now it's the same. So yeah. How is this gonna? How is this trilogy gonna wrap up the entire saga? Because it's not just this trilogy. It's not just one trilogy. It's 3 trilogies. Who said that they were gonna stop making Star Wars movies? No, I don't think they plan to. But like you can't just go. You can do 7, 8, 9, but you can't just be like and then 10 and then 11 and then like you can't just keep going forever. It's supposed like it's a trilogy of trilogies. If it's a trilogy of trilogies, then it's perfect. Yeah. And you can do like spin-offs for whatever you want, but we also have a trilogy of X-Men trilogies. We got the Wolverine trilogy, the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the Wolverine trilogy, and Deadpool. Those are spin-offs. And there'll probably be a Deadpool trilogy eventually. Because Deadpool 2 is gonna happen. We'll make a third one. 6 comic book movies came out this year. Yeah, I know. Did you see all of them? I think I've seen all of them. I think I saw all of them. Yeah. Did you see Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows? That was in the 6th one. Oh. We have 2 DC, 2 Fox, and 2 Marvel. Oh, then that was the 7th one. So I've seen all of them. Yeah, you saw them all. Did you? Wait, what was the second Turtles like? It was bad. It was really bad. And I was very sad that it was bad.
Because you love the Turtles.
Because I'm a big Ninja Turtles fan.
They just Michael Bay them. This is how they reeled them in for Transformers.
And
it's like, look, it's something from my childhood.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty cool in live action. And you just casted Megan Fox.
I actually think it's worse than the first one. Because the first one, they tried things. Like, they tried to make April an interesting character. Megan Fox actually tried
so
to act.
When did they give up? Because I know there's a scene where she, like, has to pretend to be sexy.
Yeah, and it's complete bullshit, and it's so stupid. And she barely acts in the movie.
Okay.
Like, Stephen Amell is bad in it.
No,
and it's not his fault. Because I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, no, he's a great actor.
And he seems like a really nice guy. But he's bad in the movie.
Yeah.
And he's terrible at... And it's like the worst Casey Jones ever. Because he's not even Casey Jones. He's like, I'm a detective, and I'm going to be a... Or no, I'm a police officer. One day I'm going to be a detective. Like, that's an actual line.
He's a cop?
Yeah, he's a cop.
What?
He's supposed to be just some guy who's like, oh, there's crime in this city. I'm gonna go put on a hockey mask.
He's a cop that beats up people wearing a hockey mask.
Right, but he doesn't because he only does the hockey mask in one scene.
Is that the introduction scene?
And it's like it's like the third scene with him because the introduction scene is, oh, I'm the cop that has to drive Shredder to prison. And they just call him Shredder in this one, even though he has a name, and it's so weird. It's like, oh, this is the most evilest.
Do they have a fight on the rooftop at the end?
No, they with Krang. Shredder's like barely in this.
Yeah.
Also, Karai's in it again. She does nothing.
Karai was so cool in the show.
Right, she's such a cool character. And like Bebop and Rocksteady are in it. They're terrible.
Don't you love that future where Karai kills Raphael and
Leonardo? That's so fucking badass.
Yeah.
I love that episode.
Yeah. It's like the most badass
thing. Alternate like future, dark future timeline.
We're
so good.
We're like Donatello died because he got future sent. So he just disappeared 30 years ago.
Yeah, and so it's 30 years in the future, Shredder's like taking over the world. It's just
like the fascist regime.
Yeah,
Michelangelo. They're all missing something. Yeah. So Michelangelo's missing an arm.
Michelangelo's missing an arm.
Raphael's missing an eye, and Leonardo is missing a sword.
Right. He only has one sword.
And he's Morpheus.
He's
got sunglasses and a leather jacket. And then like Donatello's like, shit, how are we gonna stop Shredder? Oh, I know, we'll put the team back together.
Yeah.
So then he puts the team back together.
Yeah, but like Splinter's dead.
And all the turtles and like dead. Raphael and Leonardo have had like a full on falling out. They hate each other. And then before they die because of Kurai, they're like, I love you, bro. And then
and then like Cry kills. And then they like just kill like all the characters, and the only ones left are Donnie and April.
Yeah.
And everyone else is dead.
And Donatello's like, oh shit, and then April's like, it's okay. You saved the world, so I'm okay with this.
Yeah, but it's still like really sad because all the main characters died.
I know, and Casey Jones is already dead.
Yeah, Casey's already dead.
Because let's be
Splinter
real.
was already dead.
Casey was probably one of the least experienced of any of them, and he would have gotten himself killed doing something stupid.
True.
He would have been like, hey, punks. Hey, you fascist! Hey, you Nazis! Come over here! And then he just gets shot. That's probably what would have happened. Knowing Casey Jones and how he's kind of mentally ill in the first comic.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a problem. He just watched too much TV.
Like
and he's I'm gonna be kick-ass. So
it's like literally a guy who's just watched too much TV and is just a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Who decides
really cool
to go fight crime.
It's a cool concept, but like...
Yeah, but...
Why is he... God, it's the dumbest thing.
Right, it's so dumb. But he does have one line where he says something from Arrow, and I was like, yes! But other than that...
What did he say?
He said, like, my whole life I've had one goal, or something like that.
You know what? I don't even care about it.
To save my city.
I don't even care about it.
Did you see the crossover?
No, I haven't seen the crossover.
Do you want
to see the crossover? Is it good?
Yes, it's really good.
Okay.
You don't need to watch the Supergirl one, but watch the other
Flash,
three.
Arrow,
Flash, Arrow, Legends.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually fantastic.
I'll watch them all at the same time.
Yeah.
I can probably find them on the line, right?
Yeah, they're on the line.
I should watch them back to back, I guess.
Yeah, you should do that. Because we got to talk about it, because it's actually that good.
Okay. I heard that.
We got to talk
my
about
friend,
this podcast.
my friend Jacob, he saw them.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, I'm not going to tell you anything, but what they did, it was better than Dawn of Justice.
It's true.
I'm like, okay, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, so did they have like Supergirl stand in formation with Arrow and the Flash as they fought Doomsday? Like, is that something that happened? Like,
basically.
I'm gonna be laughing about that when I've seen these episodes.
Yeah, it's so good.
What's cool in the Flash? Speed God.
Speed God.
Speed God.
Yeah. I think there's a couple episodes that I still haven't seen.
How do you think they're gonna stop Speed God?
He's just gonna have to run faster. It's just gonna be the same thing.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm not fast enough. I gotta run even faster than I've ever run before. It's gonna be that again. That's what it is every time.
Jacob's a really big Flash fan. He's like,
yeah.
like he's saying that the Barry Allen that Grant Gustin portrays, he like nails some parts of the character, but like he's much whinier than the real Flash.
That's probably true because it's a CW show and everyone's whiny.
Yeah, everyone's whiny and relationshipy. Like I might have mentioned this on a previous Nothing Cast, but this just gets me every time because it's like when you're a CW show, but you're also a comic book show. It's like I would date you, but you're from another Earth. It just complicates things.
It's funny when
I'm always gonna love you, but like.
It's funny when they like say those things just straight.
Yeah, they say them with a straight face, and then I actually I straight up laughed when they said that.
You can't just. There's points where you can't do that. It doesn't work.
It stops functioning.
Yeah. Like it's better when it's just like, well, what the fuck is happening? What is all the worse? I don't understand. And like, when they like are
they
more
react
comedic about it.
No, because like the thing is that like we've established other Earths for like a whole year now.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I get it. I guess it's like sort of normal for them.
Yeah.
Where I mean, like the only other thing that's like this is Ninja Turtles because they go through like other dimensions and stuff like all the time. But like it's different because they play it straight, even though.
Yeah.
But that's like the joke is that like this ridiculous thing like there's talking turtles are like fighting aliens from another dimension in another timeline and they just like they go about it and they all take themselves like way too seriously and like that's what makes it funny.
Yeah. Well, I think of with Barry and Iris is that it's like it's the thing they've been hyping up for forever, and I don't care.
No.
Now that it's a thing,
it's
that thing you finally don't care about.
Well, I never cared about it in the first place, so like. It's not like, oh yes, they're finally dating. It's like,
you're a pretty boring couple.
Oh, okay, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
And they like have now they have like nothing. They have no ideas for Barry and Iris. It's like, oh, it's awkward when we make out in front of your dad.
Well, no, that would be though. Like,
yeah, but I don't want a whole. But I don't want to watch a whole episode about that.
But realistically, let's say you have a kid and you adopt another kid. And then, like, you basically, so it's like, let's say, you basically treat them like both of your children, right?
Uh-huh.
So you have a son and a daughter, and then your son and your daughter start dating. How does that make you feel?
Well, yeah, but I don't care. I'm not watching I'm not watching The Flash for that. That's not what I came here for. I came here for superhero stuff. I didn't
what about CW things? Like relationships? Like, think about this. This is something I'm thinking about. So because this is a CW or whatever, so Wally and Jesse, they're both speedsters now. What would their sex life be like? It'd just be like, wow, we just did 300 times in the last second. Like, like how would that work? Like,
he's the fastest man alive.
Sure glad I'm dating the fastest woman alive. High five. But like, that's if The Flash was a sitcom. Let's be real.
It almost is though.
Without the laugh tracks. And
there's
lots of drama stuff.
Their relationship I like more than
every
Barry
episode
and
of The Flash, there's always like at least one character who's like, oh, I'm sorry I lied to you about
I know.
X. It was because of Y.
It's ridiculous.
No, why? That's the problem we have to solve in this episode.
I feel like at least it's not like Arrow, where like earlier in Arrow, where like he has like 100 secrets. And, like, he just never tells anyone anything.
Yeah.
But, like, now it's, like, usually their secrets get revealed pretty early. Like, the next episode or something. So.
Yeah, no, I think it was dumb whenever...
It's dumb that there's, like, they keep that's the only conflict like they can think of. Is
that
you lied to me about
Oliver
this thing.
still has secrets.
Yeah.
It's like wow. It's like oh you didn't. It's like okay. So
you didn't tell me about that thing on the.
I thought that was really dumb when he got to like season 4. It's like okay, so you told me about the fact that you're a vigilante, that you were on an island.
Yeah.
You told me lots about your island things. You told me about Deathstroke. You told me about all this shit. You didn't tell me about your illegitimate child? What kind of a monster are you?
That you didn't even know about until like a few weeks ago?
You're a monster. You're just secret, man.
That's the line. It's like, why is that the line?
Why is that the line? Look at all these other things he lied to you about
before. Like killed a bunch of people.
he was a serial killer.
He was a serial killer for a while.
Yeah, like I know he only killed bad guys, but like he was a serial killer.
Yeah.
Remember that one villain? Season 1 was actually really good because like remember there was like always like the villains were always so interesting. There's the one villain in season 1 when he's like, I think does he capture Laurel?
Probably. Which one are you thinking of?
I don't know. This guy he captures someone, and Oliver has to save them or whatever. So the one guy's like, okay, so I've got all he's talking about. He's like, oh, it's gonna be impossible for him to get to me. I got like a guard here.
He has enough guards.
No, he's like I got a guard here, and then he shoots it, and then he hits him with an arrow or whatever. Yeah. It's like I got 2 guards on the roof, and then you shove both of them, get killed. And he's like, aha, my defenses are impenetrable. And then he walks in, and he's like, oh, I just took out all your defenses, and then he's like, oh, okay, and then he's like, oh shit, I don't have any more arrows. He's like, yeah, that's because I set up the perfect number of guards so that you would be out of arrows by the time you reached it. You know how cynical that is, and how like brilliant that is.
Yeah, it's so funny. That was great. They have a lot of like great like things like that in season 1. I wish there was more of that.
Yeah, and then season 2 when he's on drugs and it's like you can fire a single arrow. He's like, oh, I know, I can't aim for shit. So he fires 3 and like 2 of them hit because he can't.
I thought it was just the middle one hit.
Yeah, just the middle. Yeah, maybe. But like he's like that was amazing though. They do stuff like that.
There's tons of those moments in like the first.
Where you're just like, oh yeah,
that was badass.
That was so cool.
Yeah,
this show is great. You know.
Yeah.
And the season finale, like that was freaking amazing. Of Arrow. When he's like, it's like, all right, we stopped the thing. He's like, oh, there's one thing I learned about being a good businessman. It's redundancy. And then he has a second earthquake machine. You didn't even know that until that exact moment.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, fuck,
and then half the city blows up, like gets destroyed. So Malcolm Merlin wins every season of Arrow.
Yeah.
Except for season 4, I'm assuming.
He didn't do anything.
He won season 1, he won season 2, and he won season 3. He got what he wanted at the end of each season.
Season 4, like, he wasn't even important by the end. Too bad.
I think they blow over the fact that Malcolm made Thea kill Sarah really quickly in season 3. Thea's like, oh,
yeah, because it's one of
I feel so guilt, but like he's such a dick. Like he's actually so evil, but like they make him out to not be. They try to make him likable.
They try to work with him.
Wait a minute, you killed your son with an earthquake machine.
Yeah.
You killed 400 people. You
for no reason.
For no reason.
Because your wife died.
Because your wife died, but you had an affair while you were still with her, though.
Oh yeah, that's true. You must not have loved her that much.
Yeah, like can't be that bitter about his dead wife.
Everything
He's
out
sleeping with other women.
Everything he does that. Everything I do is for my daughter.
For my daughter.
It's like, but you killed your son.
Yeah,
was that?
That's why Wells and him. That's why the Flash and Arrow are like the same show.
Yeah.
Because in season 2, Wells is like, everything I do for my daughter.
I do
for my daughter, even if it means killing people in our prison. That's I'm pretty sure is illegal because we're restricting many human rights.
Yeah. Do they even get food?
Do they have beds?
Do they have a bathroom?
You know what?
All of these questions are
Is Big Belly Burger a restaurant in the Flash and Shield?
Big Belly Burger?
Yeah.
I don't think that's in Shield. I think that's just in Flash.
I thought it was the restaurant that Coulson liked, and it's what he's eating with what's her face before Rosalind before she gets shot.
Oh.
She's like, oh, I brought home your face. No, it's JJ's. It's JJ's. That's what it's called. Okay. It's not the same thing. It's like, oh, I got you JJ's. It's your favorite. Oh, that's great. I love this fancy, in quotations, dinner we're having. Oh, you just got shot and died. This is bad. That's a fantastic episode of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's so good.
The one where, the one right after they tie all the stories together. Mm-hmm. How's S.H.I.E.L.D.? I haven't watched like any of it.
It's great. There's Ghost Rider in it.
I know. I feel so bad.
It's so good.
I just got to marathon everything. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend one day during this holiday marathoning up until the season finale.
You got to.
Mid-season finale, so I can be caught up.
I think they just had the mid-season finale.
Yeah.
So
I got to catch up. And
but, like, there was, like, one episode where I was watching, I'm just like, this is like 100 times better than any of the CW shows. Why am I even watching those?
I know. That's the thing, is that you forget why you're watching CW shows when you watch any of Marvel's TV shows. Like Luke Cage was great. And like, it's like, it's so good. Like, there's no comparison. It's not even fair. Yeah, the only thing I put Luke Cage on par with like Jessica Jones and Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like, I think Daredevil season 1 is probably the best, but Daredevil season 2, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, they're all about the same.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I think Jessica Jones has a bit of a better villain of any of those. That's probably one of the best villains in Marvel.
Yeah, but Shades.
Shades. I think Luke Cage tackles a lot of the great like sleazy scumbag type people that you don't see like in the MCU like ever.
Yeah, I love Shades so much.
Like, Wilson Fisk, he was like a business.
He's great too.
And
He's
awesome about
He's
Daredevil.
also crazy.
I know. What's awesome about Daredevil is that you have to convince yourself that Fisk is the bad guy while you're watching it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because he's
like,
great.
You can get behind him.
Yeah, you understand his perspective.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I guess he killed that guy and that other guy. You know,
I guess he killed
the car door.
But all the guys he killed were mob bosses.
What about the one reporter?
Oh, did he kill a reporter?
He killed the one. I forget his name, but like he has like in his office he had like Battle of New York.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He killed that one guy because he was
Ben Urich.
He was gonna report on Fisk
being
the villain. So he's writing an article about Fisk being the villain, and then Fisk is like, I can't let you do that.
Why Fisk is the bad guy?
And then Fisk is like, I can't let you do that. And then it's like,
did you know that that guy was played by the guy from The Matrix, Teddy.
Oh, wait, like the comic relief guy from The Matrix. I don't understand.
Sorry, Teddy was his name in the Nolan one, Memento.
Okay.
His real name Lucifer or Cypher or whatever his name is. That guy. He plays Ben Urich in Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay. That's pretty great. Yeah.
And there's a part where he finds out who Daredevil is. And he writes an article.
Is his name just Cypher?
Yeah.
Okay.
In The Matrix.
And that's short for Lucifer.
Yeah.
Okay. Is his full name Lucifer in The Matrix?
Well, they all have code names, right? Because Neo isn't his real name.
Code name. No.
But then it's
Lucifer's,
it is his real name because it's
his code name.
It's like his hacker name.
Yeah, I know. It's like, but like Lucifer is like code for I'm the villain. Like, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's the idea is because he betrays them or whatever. But like, no one picked up on that. Hey, why is your name Cypher? Oh, like Lucifer. Oh, you mean the devil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty. I don't know. I think that's pretty lame that like they can just kill them by forgetting to eject the USB properly. Like that's and then they corrupt that. That
makes sense though.
It makes sense from a point of view, but it's pretty lame.
Because it corrupts the data.
Right? It corrupts the data. It's pretty lame if you think about it though. It's like we need to find a phone to get out of here. Like it's so cool. Oh no, I'm trapped in a room.
But what about the part where
the one guy has the brick
Trinity gets the phone and then the truck comes and crushes the phone booth, but it's too late. She's already back in the real world.
Yeah, you can have. There's some pretty cool plot devices and stuff for that.
What about the part where what's his name shoots the phone and then Neo can't get out?
What if think about this? What if they just have cell phones?
They just gave you cell phones?
Why does it have to be a crappy cord?
I think it has to be a landline.
It has to be a landline? Why? Because this came out in 1999.
Because the landline draws power directly from the city grid, which is connected to the Matrix.
Okay, what about this though? What if someone was like falling, like in mid-flight, and they know they're gonna die? So mid-flight, they pull out a phone, and then they just get sucked out so they don't die. And then the phone hits
the ground.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, there's some cool ideas you can do with that.
Yeah, and I know cell phones do exist in that universe because there's a part where Neo's trying to escape out on the window, and Morpheus is calling him. He's like, "You gotta jump out the window, otherwise the guys are gonna get you." they're gonna put a bug in your belly button. you gotta jump out the window. It's the only way, man. He's like, what this?
Yeah, the first act of the Matrix is kind of weird, actually. First 40 minutes or so.
I guess it's the setup. I don't know, like what's weird about it?
I don't know. It's forgettable.
It's not the part you remember.
No.
You remember when he runs on the wall and shoots all the guns and blows up the building.
Yeah, exactly.
Dodges the bullets.
Yeah, you remember all those parts. I remember the part where the one guy is like, "Oh no, there's the glitch in the Matrix or whatever. And we're all screwed. This is bad." So he tries to open some curtains or whatever, and it's just a brick wall. And he's like, "Oh shit!" So he pulls out puts both guns, and he's got two giant guns, and he's just going down like a hero.
You know what's kind of dumb?
What?
Like all those characters die, and like you don't care about them.
Yeah.
Except for him.
Because
he actually has a personality.
Was he the guy who was talking about they didn't get the flavor of oatmeal right or something like that?
Yeah.
Or was it like weedy something? Or
like I can't remember. But yeah, it's like how do maybe the machines didn't know what chicken tasted like.
Yeah.
And that's why chicken tastes like everything. and stuff like that. Yeah. And also he's in Star Wars Episode 2.
What is he?
He's in the bar scene.
Okay.
He's the
Death Sticks guy. So I guess we did get back to Star Wars eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's the best part of the prequels.
Yeah,
is the Death Stick
scene. I think that's a good way to end the Nothing Cast.
Yeah, this is as good as any other Nothing Cast that I've ever heard of.